Good morning, friends. How are you today? It's nice, bright and early, 6 a.m. Time to start some yoga. Today's class is intended to be a typical everyday, try to hit all the body parts yoga class, but mainly for stress relief, because that's what's going on in my day already. Let's begin by setting back on your sits bones in a position that is comfortable to you, and breathing. Start to begin to fill up your belly when you breathe in as much as you can. Big bellies are good here. When you breathe out through your mouth. I'm here. And I'm ready to feel better. As you're breathing, let's start to check in already and see, is there any part that feels super tense or super stressed or sore or just needing some extra attention today? And we'll try to get to those places during our practice to give them a little extra love. When it feels good to you, go ahead and start rolling your shoulders back, up by your ears, and roll them down your back, letting those shoulder blades kind of change positions. And notice maybe, like I do, how far up your shoulders creep during the day as tension tends to bring them forward. And then let's try to roll them forward instead of backwards. Still trying to get the scapula to move a little bit more, create some space. Bring your shoulders down and relax your jaw. A lot of us grind our teeth or clench our jaw when we're stressed out and we don't realize we're doing it anymore. Relax your jaw, relax your earlobes. I once had a yoga teacher tell me, and it helps. Start to begin to put your head to one shoulder and then the other shoulder. There's no rush to this. If you'd like to circle about, if that feels good to you, go for it. And this is a great one to check in with sore spots or tense places. If there's a spot that needs a little extra attention, feel free to stay there for a minute and stretch it out. See if we can help that spot feel less stressed. Keep breathing. It's hard to remember to breathe when you've got such delicious stretching going on. In as much as you can, HA. start with a twist as well. Or left hand. Bring it down to kind of the side of your mat next to your booty. With your other hand, bring it up and breathe in. And out. And then next inhale, twist. And let it out. We'll take a couple breaths here. Create space with your inhale and let gravity take hold in your exhale. Inhale, unwind. Both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale, put your hand, the other hand back by your booty. Inhale, arm up. Exhale. Inhale, hand to knee. Exhale, twist. Couple of big breaths here. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, hand to heart center. Hands up. Fingers together in that cool, awesome Bond Girls mode. And we're going to stretch to one side. Breathing here. This one can get slightly uncomfortable. But it's worth it. Inhale up. Exhale the other side. On your inhale, come on up. Hands circle around back to your knees. And we'll take just one or two more breaths here before we move on. If you haven't already set an intention or a goal or a thought to your practice, now would be a good opportunity. Sometimes I like to set an intention after I've started stretching because I'm able to think a little clearer, and I tend to enjoy my practice a little bit more if I don't rush to judgment on how I feel that day. Okay, when you're ready, make your way into tabletop position. We'll do some cat-cow. Knees and hands about shoulder width, hip width apart. We want to have a neutral kind of hip here, so not saggy a little bit and not too far up. We're going to do that anyway, so in the middle, just, try to be somewhat neutral. And cow, breathe in, and cat, breathe out. In for cow. Cat. And we'll take a couple more of these at your own pace. There's no race. If it feels good to wiggle about a little bit, kind of modify cat-cow, do it. Your practice is about what feels good to you. and how your body needs attention today. And child's pose when you're ready. We'll take just a breath here and then we'll warm up our body a bit. Okay, when you're ready, bring your knees back in from child's pose, and we're going to press into downward dog. Wiggle out your calves, walk the dog a bit. We haven't really warmed up our legs much, so it's normal for your body to still be a bit tight. Kind of adding a little bit of tension here. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale for flat back and fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Heart center. We'll just take a second in mountain pose to breathe. Root down into our feet, all four corners of the feet. Give your body an opportunity to find its balance today. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And down into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to ragdoll for just a minute. You saw I adjusted my feet, and that's okay. If you like a little wider stance, it feels good, particularly back here, do it. Sway back and forth if that feels good to you. I like to give a little movement to my ragdoll. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back to a high plank. And into down dog. Pedal out those feet. Warm up these muscles slowly. Now let's take a couple breaths here. Still thinking through inhaling to create space. Exhale, let gravity enjoy the space. Check in with your tension. I usually have to wiggle out my head here, play with my jaw. Okay, right leg up. And if you like, let your knee drop. Breathing here. Knee up and straight. And we're going to bring it into our right knee. And back up. And now to our left knee, cross over. Left elbow, my goodness. I know body parts. And in through the middle. And back up. And step it through to high lunge. couple breaths here. Cactus out your arms. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, turn your back foot, warrior one. And let's go into warrior two. Breathe here. Turn over your front hand and reverse your warrior. Keep that front knee bent. Lean into that bent knee a little bit. Inhale, return to your warrior. Exhale. Inhale, reach down and stretch. If you'd like to add some shoulder circles to this pose, go for it. Nice, slow, getting into that shoulder joint. Inhale up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. I like to adjust my posture here just a little bit and put my booty to the side for triangle pose. If you'd like to add a bind, you can. Perhaps it feels good to look up over your top shoulder and get a little bit more of a twist. Remember to breathe. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, come on up. And we're going to turn our feet to face the sides of the mat. And sink into, maybe turn them out if that's what feels better for you. We're going to sink into goddess pose. Perhaps you wiggle back and forth just a little bit. Try to sit back a bit so you're not leaning so far forward. See if you can get a little lower. And just hold for a breath. Come on out. Circle sweep the arms up. And forward into a forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. It is totally okay to play with the position of your feet if you need to. Rock back and forth on those elbows if you get there. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale, stand up and turn our left foot out. Warrior two for just a minute. Straighten our leg. And we're going to ever so gracefully step up to this side of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Step or hop back to your plank position. And transition to downward facing dog. I always pedal out my feet in down dog when I come back to it from that position. Feels good. I don't know. Keep breathing.
Are you ready? Here we go. Left leg up. If you'd like to bend your knee, give it some stretch. Feel free to do so. Three-legged dog is delightful. Stretch it back out. And bring your knee to your left elbow. Back up. Knee to right elbow. Back up. Knee to nose. Back up. And let's step it forward. If you need to adjust your feet like I do it. I have good days and bad days. Cactus out those arms and open up that chest a bit. All right, turn that back foot a little bit to a 45-degree angle for warrior one. And let's go ahead and go into warrior two. Take a couple breaths here. Flip that front hand and reverse your warrior. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch down. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale if you'd like to do shoulder circles on this side as well. Slow and big is the name of the game. Remember to keep breathing. Oh. There we go. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Go ahead and bring this back leg in if you like I do. Shoot the booty to the side in this pose. And then exhale, come on down for a stretch. Keep breathing. Find if you like. And again, perhaps you look up to the sky if you're feeling frisky. Inhale, unbind. Exhale, come on up. All right. Let's step back to the front of your mat for mountain pose. How are we feeling? Let's take a solid check-in here. I'm feeling better. We're going to get through this class and have a wonderful time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Tree pose. Sorry, this feels really good, so I'm taking an extra breath here because it feels amazing. All right, hands up. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Fold. Exhale. Step or hop back to plank. And up into down dog. Let's do a little Little stretching. Right leg goes up. And bring it on through to pigeon. So we want to have our front leg as parallel as you can. But not everybody is there. I'm not. Do your best. And this is a great hip opening stretching pose. Not meant to be rushed, meant to be breathed through. So, inhale, we'll take a few breaths here. On your exhale, let the stretch happen. If you'd like to fold forward, enjoy it. If this pose is uncomfortable or it hurts, we can modify by having you lay on your back and pulling your leg through instead. We don't want anybody to hurt themselves. We want people to challenge a little bit, but not injure yourself. If this feels good to you, stay here. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, go ahead and sit up a bit and bring your back leg up. If you're in the mood to grab it, go ahead. And then if you really want to challenge yourself, you can put your arm up. I'm not at a place yet where I can do the fold through thing, but we're working on it. And unbind. We're going to pull out of our pigeon and back into half split. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to lean forward into low lunge. Inhale, exhale, and back to half splits. Inhale, back to low lunge. Inhale, last half split. Unless you're working on your full splits, and then go ahead and slide on in. We'll take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, go ahead and swing your back leg around to a sitting position. I like to play with my ankles for a second, kind of stretch them out. Inhale. And we're going to forward fold, but we're going to hinge from our hips and not lean our back over. This pose is amazing. Feels so good in so many places, but it does help to keep your back straight and hinge from the hips. So if you can't put your whole body on your legs, good. You're doing it right. Inhale and hinge forward. We're going to take a few breaths here. Every time you inhale, create space. Exhale, let your body fall a little bit more forward. And once again, let's try to keep our spine as straight as we can for just a few breaths. Big bellies are good. You want to rise up off your legs with your inhale and exhale into it further. ahead and inhale. And on your exhale, let your spine sink. On your inhale, roll back up slowly. Exhale. Hands to heart. We're going to roll it out just a little bit. Go ahead and roll back into an egg position. Oh. And roll where you need to. I like to massage my lower back kind of midway. It's like a little treat halfway through my practice. And when you're ready, we'll start rolling back up to a seated position. Breathe in. And exhale. And we're going to put our hands down and step back into down dog. Go ahead and pedal it out. Keep breathing. I know often we forget when we're concentrating on something else. All right, are we ready? Left leg in the air. Nice big three-legged dog. And bring it on through for pigeon on this side. Once again, this is a delightful stretch that if it hurts, we'll modify it in a couple different ways, but typically laying on your back, pulling one of your legs through the other one. So it would look like, I forget the name of this pose, but it is also absolutely delicious. Okay. Back to pigeon. In my ever so ungainly, super graceful way, transitioning there. Inhale, exhale. And take a few breaths in this pose. If you'd like to lean forward, you can. Check in here with your jaw. Poses like this, I tend to tense up in my face. I have to remind myself to let my jaw relax, let my neck relax. Okay. Just like on the other side, if you'd like to see if you're able to pick up one leg, go ahead. Breathing here. Okay. Now, gracefully sit back into half splits. Inhale and come into exhale for low lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Hear that nice crack? That was my knee. Good stuff. Exhale as you come backwards. And again, if this is comfortable, stay here. If you're working on your full splits, go ahead and slide on in. You may notice that one side is more flexible than the other. Normal. One more breath. All right, inhale and exhale. Swing your back leg around. And this time we're going to do butterfly position. Put the soles of your feet together. And we're going to recreate what we did for the last fold. Hinging forward from the hips, trying to keep your shoulders rolled back a little bit instead of hunching over. Inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips. And we'll take a few breaths here. At your pace, there's no rush. If this pose is uncomfortable or too challenging, the first thing I like to try is where I put my feet. Wider or in closer. Don't feel like you have to fold all the way down in every pose, because you don't. Poses are part of your practice, and my practice changes every day. Just like my days are never the same twice. No Groundhog Day for me. No, sir. On our next inhale, exhale, let your back roll over. Let your neck soften, let your ears soften, let your shoulders soften. And just take a couple of breaths here, checking in to see where you feel a stretch. Where does your body move today? One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, come on up. And exhale. We'll do the egg thing again because it is yummy. Oh. Yes. Maybe you're in the mood for circles on your low back today. Another stir the pot, if you will. And when you're ready, we'll rock back and forth a bit. And make your way up to seated. And then we'll make our way up to mountain pose. Let's try some balance poses. I'm in the mood for balance poses. All right, hands up, down to heart center. So the best way to start balance poses is to find a spot on the wall or the floor before we even begin that you can look at and keep eye contact with and make it awkward. I like to start by rolling out my ankles just a little bit. It makes me feel better. I don't know if it's needed. Okay, standing on your right leg, let's pick our left leg up. Flexing that foot, we're activating here. And just hold for a breath or two. If you are feeling spry, and you'd like to try straightening that front leg, you can. Breathe here. And if you're like me, you try something dangerous and fall out of it. Practice means getting back in and trying again. Okay. Let's set that foot down and we'll try that pose on our other side. Let's see how we do. Hands up, leg up. Couple of breaths here. If this is comfortable for you, stay here. If you'd like to challenge yourself, as I do, let's see what happens. All right, and down. And then one more, huh? Let's have some fun in tree pose. So in tree pose, we want to have our foot either below our knee or up above our knee, but not on our knee. It's not good for our knee joint. So I'm not as flexible as I used to be, so I still have my leg a little lower. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale. And your next exhale, let's shoot it back to that cool airplane pose. And flex your foot like you're going to put it on the back wall. Oop, and come on up. Should be more controlled than that. Maybe I shouldn't try this at 6 a.m. Okay, other side, tree pose, inhale. Take a couple of breaths here. And inhale. Exhale to airplane. There we go. Come on up, controlled, not like last time. And foot down. I hear tell that balance poses help you live a longer, more flexible life. So, that's good for us. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Forward fold. Walk your hands forward. Come into a plank. And if you'd like to do chaturanga with your knees down, I do. Chaturanga. And you can either do cobra pose, or if you'd like to lift your knees and thighs, upward facing dog. Back into down dog. This is the last down dog we're going to do today. Inhale, exhale. And when you're ready, step or hop forward, and then sit back in a very graceful way. Onto your sits bones. We're going to lean back and do a little bit of abs. Yes. Okay. I usually take a breath when I lay down though, because it's delicious. Okay, yeah. Put our feet in the air, waterfall pose, and we'll just let it sit here for just a minute. You'd be amazed how much just this pose actually works your lower abs all by itself. And then we're going to do the splits and bring it back in, and we'll do that 9 more times. 9, 8, keep breathing. 7, 6, don't rush it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I forgot to tell you, if you prefer to put your hands underneath your lower back to do this, feel free to do so. Also, if you'd prefer not to keep your legs straight for the splits, that's great. Put them where it's comfortable for you. This is your practice. Okay, we're going to do a bridge. We're going to do a 3-second count 2 times. So, put your heels kind of next to your booty, about shoulder width or hip width apart, and press your booty towards the ceiling. If you'd like to roll your shoulders under, you can. And 3, 2, 1, lower. Inhale. Exhale, press up. 3, 2, 1, and lower. All right. Feet back up to waterfall position. And splits. 1. Oops. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. 1. And bring your feet down next to your booty for bridge pose. 1. Inhale. Exhale, bridge. 1, 2, 3. And lower. Inhale. Exhale, bridge. Love it. 1, 2, 3. And lower. Inhale here. And exhale. Bring up those knees to rock up just a little bit. We're just going to do boat pose for fun. If you'd like to keep your knees bent, do so. If you'd rather keep your knees straight, please do so. And remember to breathe. Try to bring your shoulders down. It's hard for me too. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And relax. Oh, good stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's start to cool it down, shall we? All right. Left leg goes long. Right knee comes up into chest. Inhale, and on your exhale, kind of pull your knee to the side and up into your armpit. I like to wiggle my ankles here while we're breathing. You hear them cracking like Rice Krispies, you know you're in the right gym. Inhale, and we're going to take a twist. So put your left hand on your right knee and pull it over your body. Straighten your right arm out to the side. And if it feels comfortable to you, go ahead and look towards your right fingers. These fingers. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And bring your knees back forward. Go ahead and straighten it. And put your hands either above or below your knee, anywhere that's comfortable. And pull your leg towards you a little bit. If you'd like to activate this stretch and pull your upper body forward. Feel free. Exhale. Release your leg and pull both legs up, kind of like we were going to do bridge. We're going to put our right ankle over our left knee and windmill a little bit. Let your knees fall from side to side. Breathing here. And I haven't reminded you to check in for a minute. This is a great spot to check in. What still might need a little more attention from us? For example, for me, it's the outer portion of my hips usually. If you find a spot where it feels good to stretch it, go ahead and stretch it for a breath or two. Remember, big bellies are good in yoga. And breathe out. Bring your legs back up. And we're going to grab our left thigh and pull forward. You can have your left ankle stretched or pointed or flexed or however it works for you. If you'd like to windmill or wiggle back and forth, do what feels good to you. This is your practice. We're winding it down. It's your opportunity to see how you feel right now. Is there something else we should hit? Let me know. Inhale. And exhale, release. All right, send that right leg long. Left knee up into your chest. Inhale. Exhale, pull your knee to the side and kind of up towards your armpit. Breathing here. Take that left ankle and give it a good twirl. Oh, mine is cracking like gangbusters. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and take your right hand to your left knee and pull it for a twist. Inhale, and when you exhale, let your twist go a little further. When you're ready, go ahead and roll back onto your back. With that knee there. Oh, I forgot. We're going to straighten it. Grabbing underneath your knee or over your knee. And give it a little stretch. If you'd like to activate your stretch, once again, pull your upper body forward, kind of your nose towards your knee kind of thing. One more breath here. Oh, delicious. All right, both knees kind of up by your pointed straight up. We're going to put our left ankle over our right knee and windmill, windshield wipers, however you want to call it. And again, this is a great opportunity to check back in, particularly with your hips. Is there a spot that still needs a little extra attention or a little extra stretch? If so, stay there for a second. Breathe through the stretch. Let your body know you're here to take care of it. Kind of like death becomes her, but like better. And go ahead and bring your legs back up. And we're going to thread through to grab our right thigh. And one stretch here. Once again, if you'd like to rock back and forth here or do circles, whatever feels delicious for you is what you should do. Oh, I love this stretch. It's one of my favorites. Inhale, exhale, release. We're going to do one more pose before our corpse pose. And that is Happy Baby. Happy Baby is such a fantastic ender in my opinion. So, go ahead and pick up your legs and grab the outsides of your feet. And then let your knees kind of sink towards your elbows. And let your hips open up. It feels kind of awkward to start. Inhale and exhale. I like to sway back and forth in my Happy Baby. This one is an amazing kind of hip opener, but you do have to remind your hips that they're okay. They take so much tension and so much stress all day, every day. And this pose can be used in some ways to remind your hips that it's okay to take a break in this position. I guess there's a reason they call this one Happy Baby, because I do generally feel better after this pose. Breathing here. And legs in the air for one more waterfall. Bring them down gently. Check in to see where your shoulders are. Mine are usually pulled up by now. Pull them down and then let your body relax into Shavasana. Let your arms and legs fall where they may. And thank yourself for practicing today. For me, the challenge is usually getting on my mat. Once I'm on the mat, good to go. I'll make 100 excuses not to pull out my mat that day. This is the time you can go ahead and slow down your breathing. Let your body melt into the mat. Let gravity do what it does best. Go ahead and just melt into your mat. I had one yoga teacher tell me to let my eyebrows melt. And fair enough, that was a game changer for me. Go ahead and start wiggling those fingers and those toes, waking them back up from Shavasana.
Get your eyebrows back on your face. Take a deep breath. And take a big overhead stretch if that feels good to you. Wake up a little bit again. When you're ready and comfortable, roll onto your favored side. And then sit up in a comfortable sitting position, whether that's crisscross applesauce, legs out in front, splits, whatever makes you happy today. Thank you for joining me in my practice today. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to lead you in yours. Circle, sweep the arms up. Hands to heart center. The light in me sees the light in you, and I am grateful for your brightness. Thank you again for today. Have a wonderful Thursday. See you next time. Thanks.